there! I'm Squire Callahan Ridgeborn, almost a Battlemaster, always a wizard, and tonight I am delighted to be joined by Master Marquis Kohaku, a multi-Paragon Battlemaster out of the Desert Winds. Kohaku, welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you on.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been fun. It's been fun because I've been watching your YouTube channel for a while, and it's actually I've been obsessed with it lately. Where on my downtime, and even at work, unfortunately, I've been watching it a lot lately. So hopefully, I don't get in trouble.
Oh, that's so fun. Well, I want to just open up with possibly the coolest part. So you just got your Paragon Wizard at a recent event, and that actually bumps you up
Yes.
to being a six Paragon. You've got six Paragons, right?
Yes.
That is so cool because that actually puts you in a very small club that is tied for the most Paragons amongst active players. That's such a cool thing to have. So tell us, which Paragons do you have?
Okay, so I am a Paragon in order of which I got them: Paragon Assassin, Paragon Monk, Paragon Archer, Paragon Reeve, Paragon Healer, and most recently Paragon Wizard.
Awesome. I definitely want to get into Wizard a little bit later because I think it's been firmly established I'm a bit of a Wizard fan. Yeah, I'm so excited to have you on the show and to really deep dive your knowledge here. Before we get into that, though, I want to know, how did you get started in Amtgard?
Way before, like way back when I was like a little kid, I bumped into an anime called Rurouni Kenshin and Samurai Jack on like Cartoon Network, and it just like made me obsessed with like sword fighting in general. And then I did martial arts for a long time. I was in kendo for a long time,
Okay.
but it just wasn't fun to fight a non-resisting opponent. And kendo had like very structural kind of rules kind of thing. And then I found the SCA, which I did a lot of the SCA, but again, it was like, unless you go to an event, you're fighting the same two people over and over again.
Mm.
And then I found Belegarth, and I was in Belegarth for like 2 years. But I actually thought Amtgard was kind of lame when I first saw it. I was like, are they throwing spell balls and stuff at each other? That's lame. And then I tried it, and then I became obsessed with it. And since 2016, I only play Amtgard exclusively now.
All right. That is quite the journey to get here, but we're so glad that you're here now.
Yeah.
What is your favorite kind of battle game?
I am obsessed with bridge battles, and I've been champion like 17 times in local monarchy, and it got to a point where they're like, please stop doing bridge battles because I'm obsessed with bridge battles and like rivers, chasms, stuff
Yeah.
like that. I like to do battle games where like, let's say you have a huge river, and if you get stopped or stunned or legged in the river, you drown. So
Yeah.
it adds a level of like, some people are really good archers, or the whole person's now a lethal spell, or shoves now a lethal spell. So I like those kind of games because I'm more about like having a blast and having a lot of fun
Mhm.
versus I am about like, oh, I gotta wreck everyone on the field versus like, did that little kid just shove me into a chasm and I died? Like we have a little kid in our park and he destroys me every time because he just has like five throwing weapons and he's like 4 feet tall, and I forget he exists. And he slaughtered. I gave him my Battlemaster hood because he just slaughtered me. Like he was all my deaths in one game. He killed me 18 times in one game.
Wow, that is a deadly child. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you know this, but out here in the Rising Winds, we actually have an annual event called Bridge Wars. That, if you love bridge battles, it is a heavily competitive event, but it is entirely based around fighting over a bridge. You should try to come out sometime because it's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like something I have to go to.
It's pretty stinking cool. I'll send you the dates later because it's worth whatever trip you might have to take. So you have your Battlemaster, obviously. What type of Battlemaster do you consider yourself? Are you exclusively Paragon? Are you coaching? Have you won Kingdom tournaments? Walk us through that.
So definitely, it's Paragons for sure. Like I have six. So like the first one was just like I was obsessed with assassin because I'm a weeb, right?
Hmm.
So I was just like, I gotta get the assassin one in, and then it's like then I just started playing other ones, and then it got to a point where now it's like coaching now too, where some people ask me like, "Oh, how do you play this class?" And I'm always going to be the first one to be like, "Oh, you're interested in this class, huh? Oh, I happen to know a little bit about this." And I try now to help and coach a lot more because now that I have six, I don't know if I'll ever get any more because I'll get overlooked at this point where it'll be like, "Oh, he's already has too much."
Mm.
So it's kind of be like I'm gonna have to settle now and be like, well, six it is, and unless like I get really good at something else. But when we go into the weaknesses question, I'll there's a reason that is the way it is.
Okay. So what is your favorite class to play right now?
So right now we have a local park that started last year and they've really kicked it off, and they're at healthy high barony numbers,
Okay.
and they do a lot of lives games. And so healer right now is really fun because they're also, I'm getting older,
Hmm.
and all these people in this park are like 18 in their 20s, and they have
Oh,
infinite energy.
yeah.
So it's been really nice to sit in the back line and just play heal bot lately, because it's like my strategy is game one, I play healbot. Game two, I play assassin. Because then I get to go in the field while they're all tired, right?
Let the youth
So,
tire him out first. I gotcha.
yeah, tire them out first. Play your magic class first, and then play your melee class second while everyone's tired.
That's a great
But
plan.
yeah, definitely healer and assassin are probably my favorite. But right now, scout is just looking so good. I watched one of your videos
Mm.
with Sir Watt, and he just sold scout to me really hard. So now that I'm a level 6 scout, I'm going to be playing a lot of scout.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that you were able to get a lot of things out of Watt's video because I feel like I learned a ton about Scout and Scout strategy out of that, and I kind of want to try it out. And
Oh yeah.
it's so cool. Being the most forward Dispel is such an interesting thing to me. Just like I already run a lot of Dispel as a wizard, and being someone with Dispel and armor, just that sounds spicy to me. When you are playing battle games or what have you, what's your favorite weapon set to use?
I am obsessed with projectile weapons, all kinds.
Okay.
Small throwies, large throwies, bows, crossbows, and then like I once went to an event where I literally had a trash can full of throwies, and it was just a blast. Picking them up wasn't a blast, but having a trash can full of throwies was a blast. And then like I used to get really cute with my insubstantial abilities, especially now with combat trickery being a thing.
Oh yeah.
Where if there's no scouts in my park and no one knows how to release me or doesn't release me, I will literally vanish from sight and eat a sandwich. Like I've pulled a whole sandwich out of my mouth once in sub and just like stared at someone, just ate the whole sandwich, and they couldn't do anything about it. It was hilarious. I definitely am more of like a troll with my assassin stuff, so
That's
the stuff
iconic.
like that and projectiles, yeah, they're definitely my bread and butter.
I feel like someone's gonna try to steal that and just have snacks all over their person now, because that's so fun. Okay, a couple of battle game questions for you. So, first,
Okay.
when you were like with six Paragons, obviously you've got a lot of range that you can play into. How do you choose what class you're going to play going into a battle game?
Well, so I try my best to think about threats on the field, like who showed up to park today,
Mm.
right? Like what are they going to play? Like right now, what's the current meta, right?
Hmm.
Like right now, I am struggling with scouts, and because they got a huge buff, and paladins.
Mm.
Paladins right now are the bane of my existence. So I try to plan accordingly, and then like we do a lot of pick teams. Unfortunately, because of my Battlemaster title, I get picked as a team captain a lot, and so it's always like I never get to play with the people I want to play with. So how do I pick a good team with people that, but still make it fun, right?
Yeah.
So I try to balance the games because I like the challenge. I don't want to just destroy the field because it's not fun for anyone.
Mhm.
I want that cat and mouse kind of thing where it's really back and forth and really
Yeah.
fun. But it gets hard sometimes. So what I like to do is like I'll be like, okay, who do I struggle the most with? Unfortunately, they need to be on the other team. Or it's like, wow, that's a lot of shields. I'm really struggle against shields because I love projectiles. They should all be on the other team. So like when I plan things like let's say like if I didn't have paragons and I was trying to earn them, you just gotta learn your park's meta, right? But the best way for you to get better is to fight people that are better than you or are naturally equipped to fight your class.
Okay. That is a really good point. Once you've picked your class and you know what your team looks like, how are you deciding what you're going to be doing in the battle game?
Okay, so it depends on the type of game. Like, if it's a lives game,
Hmm.
I'm gonna play healer all the time, right?
Yeah.
If objective games, I like to play assassin or monk and stuff because they're just great skirmishers. But it's also like, look at your team, look who's on your team. A lot of people they treat Amtgard like it's a solo player game when it's a
Mhm.
teamwork game. Like let's say like I have someone on my team that's a scout, right?
Mhm.
And there's a lot of assassins on the enemy field and I'm also playing assassin. Well, how useful am I going to be fighting another assassin? Right? So I'm going to be like, "Hey scout, tag along with me or learn to protect certain people or learn when to route, where to position yourself" is a huge one with archery. If you have a bunch of shields on one side, you don't go to the side where all the shields are, you go to the other side where the openings are, where
Yeah.
their sword hand is. That's where you want to shoot in, right? So it's a lot of just battlefield positioning makes all the difference because just in video games, the most powerful archery is stealth archery,
Hmm.
right? If people know, that's why I don't like Archer as much. I like it, but I hate announcing where I am all the time.
Mm,
When you shout out the arrow, where if someone doesn't have their eye on me and I have a shot lined up, I'm going to take it. And 90% of the time, I'm going to get that kill. So a lot of it is just positioning your players correctly. Sometimes it's hard because people aren't going to listen to you. Like you'll be like, hey, this will work. And people are going to do what they're going to do, right?
right.
So you have to adjust to them, not they adjust to you. You have the best way I can word this is you don't have a team of 20 people, you have 20 teams of one. So you
Mm.
need to look at each individual person on your team, how they play. I'd hope you'd know because it's your park, right? Some games and stuff are a little trickier because you might not know everyone. But learn, I'm going to say this like 100 times in this interview, is learn your park's meta.
Yeah, learning the park meta is a weird thing. Like my eldest son David has been learning to play wizard, and what I've been trying to teach him as he's building his spell lists is I want him to think about who he's going to cast the spells on, right? And like practice saying those names with those spells and trying to build his confidence because he's only 8 years old and he's not exactly a big huge grown up, right? He's a little kid. And so getting him to confidently come forward and cast a spell instead of just sort of standing in the back and shivering with his little ice ball, getting him to go and do his active casting is, but looking at the meta of the part, trying to teach him like maybe this spell isn't going to be good because this player is going to be there. And like we have a scout at the park, so teleport isn't always going to be a great plan. Those meta calls really make a big difference, especially at lower levels when you don't have as many spell points. All right, I want to ask about teamwork now. Part of the thing that breaks V8 is when people use teamwork. How have you seen players utilize teamwork really well, and how can people utilize teamwork better?
So a lot of it is you need to understand your own weaknesses
Mhm.
too, to put yourself, and it's hard to be like, well, actually, maybe not, because I think we're all our own worst critics, right? We get frustrated. We're like, man, I should have did this. I should have did this kind of thing. So for me, like when I think about teamwork, I'm like, who would complement my weaknesses? Like who is the opposite of me, and I can fight with them because. So we have people in my local parks, right? They're a really really high skilled sword fighter until they fought 7 people at once,
Mm,
right? So a lot of it is like, don't be scared. Learning to 2v1 is huge. I don't see
mhm.
enough of that, and I try to. Like, let's say I'm fighting a monk and I'm playing a wizard, right? Not a
Yep.
good matchup for me. But it is if there's someone right behind the monk going to hit him in the back. And if I can get that guy's attention as a wizard, maybe one of my teammates can help me out and do like a back shot or something, or I can heat the weapon and get one of my other guys in there, right?
Yeah.
If you see someone slaughtering someone, you can always use support. Doesn't matter what class. Every class has some type of support aspect where you can help another class. So it's just a lot of people. I don't know if it's just like, oh, I'm a solo character, I'm the main character syndrome, but
Mhm.
teamwork is massive. Help your team. If you see someone getting destroyed, help them. Go, and then also learning like, let's say someone routs you and there's one guy gets behind your line. You don't need to send 10 people to fight that one guy, right?
Right.
It's a lot of it is just learning where to position yourself and again, learn your park meta so you can be like, okay, this person always runs away and attacks the back line. Let's send our fast runner to that place too.
Yeah.
And it's just like let's say you have a good spear fighter and you're playing another class like a shield.
Hmm.
Pair up with your spear fighter, protect him, protect your wizards, protect your healer. So a lot of teamwork just goes into a lot of like, oh hey, this class is really weak against B. Well, my class is good against A, right? So there's like I believe in a weapons triangle, right? Like archers are really good against mages. Unless they have a shield. I've played wizard where there's been 6 archers and that's not great. It's not fun.
You take so many arrows.
Oh my gosh, you're easy target, right? You're a glass cannon already.
Hmm.
So just learning like what classes are weak against other classes, because no class is perfect. Every class has a weakness. So learning what class is weak against what class is how you really utilize your team's teamwork.
If you could build, let's say that we're going to have a bridge battle and you got to pick your ideal team composition? What does that look like?
So class-wise, if it's a bridge battle,
Yeah.
if you fall off the bridge, do you die? Because if so, I want just shoves. I want thousands of shoves.
Let's say if you fall off the bridge, you have to go to the end of the bridge to climb back on. You don't instantly die.
Well, so I want to like say name classes and stuff, but something I never get to do is fight with my entire fighting company. 99% of the time, like even my own partner, she plays Amtgard. She's really plays a lot of Archer. I never get to be on the same team as her, so I get shot at a lot. So like for me, I would love a game. It doesn't matter what it is. If I could just once fight with my entire fighting company or fight with another Battlemaster instead of fighting against other Battlemasters. That'd be great. That happened one time. I did fight his name. He's getting knighted actually here pretty soon.
Oh, that's cool.
His name's Kameroth. He's a Battlemaster as well. And we got to be on the same team for once. And it was not a balanced game. And so I understand why we can't do that. But man, just once. I want someone better than me, like really, really good, to like carry me for once. It'd be so great. Like, I love games where I barely have to do anything, where I'm like, wow, I didn't even have to try. This is great. Like, so that'd be nice, where a lot of the times I'm working really hard because the games have to be balanced.
Okay. So we've mentioned a couple of times that you are aware of your own weaknesses, and I've always felt that being able to honestly reflect on yourself and really be able to identify your own weaknesses can help you be better and overcome those weaknesses. So my question for you is, what are your weaknesses as a player, and what are you doing to overcome those weaknesses?
A while ago, I want to say 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was a trash sword fighter. Like absolute garbage sword fighter. Almost anyone could beat me, right? And then I used to heavily rely on projectile weapons and archery. That's all I did, or I played verbal magic. So for the past 2 years, I've really like got good at sword fighting. I'm okay. I'm not like, I can't 1v40 people on a like ditch line or anything like that. But now I feel more comfortable holding my own, and I do a lot of sparring and stuff. I watch Sword Knight Bootcamp videos. I practice rap shots. I practice dark shots. I used to never touch a shield ever. Shields were filthy. Like shields is a coward weapon, and now I'm like, no, I want a shield. I don't like getting shot. So like that's one way I've changed. But like also something that, and this is gonna sound weird because in one way, it's really cool to have all these Paragons. At the same time, it's not. And the reason that is because I can only play so many classes a year, right? And I'm going to lean towards favorites. So I keep saying, like, learn your meta, right? Right now, a lot of the parks are a heavy militia meta. So Monk is just, it's not great right now. And so I don't really want to play Monk when everyone on the field has 6 points of armor. Right? When I was playing Monk, when I got my Paragon Monk, there were a caster meta. Everyone and their mom was playing Wizard. So it was so easy to just roll the field as a Monk. But now, if I think about it now, am I even a Paragon Monk anymore? Because I think about it and I'm like, oh yeah, Sanctuary changed a little bit. What does it do anymore? And then like, last time I played Monk, I was like, how do I do this again? So the problem with that is someone will see me with a Paragon sash and automatically be like, oh, he's this high level of skill with that class. But I haven't touched that class in ages, right? Like, so it almost feels like imposter syndrome, where it's like, oh, I hope I'm still good at this because someone else wearing that sash is probably good at that class.
Yeah.
So it gets hard to be a Paragon sometimes where, like, if a brand new fighter beats me, they're going to be like, I just beat a Battlemaster. Where if I win, it's like, who cares? I'm a Battlemaster. I was expected to win, right?
Right.
But when you get to a certain level, you're losing. They hurt a little more where it's like, oh, I can easily beat Kohaku, right? Where it's like, I'm not allowed to have bad days anymore, right? Yeah. So it can get kind of competitive and it gets exhausting. But I'm finding now more and more, the more Paragons I get, the weaker some of my other classes are getting because I just don't touch them anymore.
So there's diminishing returns on the older Paragons over time. Maybe your skill was clearly there at one point, but things have slipped because you've been practicing that as much.
Like, I don't even touch Archer anymore. And the funny thing is they just fixed Sniper. Now I actually really like Sniper, but I don't even own Specialty Arrows now. So it's just stuff like that where you kind of fall out of it, but you still earned it. But nowadays, are you truly there anymore kind of thing? So that's a weakness I'm finding out recently is someone will come and ask me a bunch of questions about Sanctuary, and I'm like, I don't remember. And I should know. That's the sad thing, because I'm a Paragon's monk, right?
Yeah.
So that's definitely a weakness. It's a current weakness I'm currently dealing with now.
Okay.
Where before the goal was to get as many Paragons as I can, and now it's like, am I still a Paragon? Am I truly, really still a Paragon in that class?
You
So
need to shift into maintaining the paragons you have for a while before you chase a new one.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you for being so candid about that. A lot of people, I feel like there are people out there that have a lot of paragons, 3 or 4 of them, and they don't want to acknowledge that they're not there anymore. And their advice can be outdated. And so I appreciate that self-evaluation and honesty in looking at that. So that's a really, I think, positive attitude. So for what it's worth, I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So yeah, that okay. I would like to know, what do you think the difference is between a battle master and a battle knight is?
So this is something I've had to reflect on a lot very recently, because honestly, I never thought I'd get this far. It was always about getting my Paragon Assassin. That was it. And that was where I was going to die at. And next thing I know, I have a bunch of them, and now I'm a battle knight, and now I have to get votes and do all this political stuff and be good with people, and so it really blindsided me. I don't think I was ready. So for me, a battle master is like, that's how good you are. That's how skilled you are. And a battle knight is, how can you help other people now? How can you help the game grow? What can you do for others? What can you do for your park? So that's the big differences that I feel like is the most consistent. Like, battle master's your skill. Now what are you going to do for the game?
Yeah. All right. What advice would you give someone that is starting out and they want to be a battle master someday?
So it's not fun to Reeve, but I highly encourage people, if you want to be a battle master, you need to Reeve. That's why it's one of my paragons. So you need to help everywhere you can. And part of a battle master is the battlefield. Helping the battlefield run smoother is going to make your games more fun in the long run. It's also going to help your park grow, and it's also going to make you a better person, because I think everyone has a bad day. Everyone has gotten upset with a Reeve, right? So it's helpful. It's kind of like you get mad at fast food workers until you're a fast food worker, and then you're like, okay, I know how hard this is now.
Yeah.
I think it's just beneficial to Reeve, so you understand, like, oh, this is actually difficult. Oh, maybe I shouldn't get upset with the Reeve because they missed a shot that I landed and didn't get countered or something, right? It also helps you understand the rulebook in complex scenarios where someone might do like EX abilities, having a free hand, or what can target a monk insubstantial and stuff like that. So Reaving's really, really going to help you, right? But it's going to make you a better person, and it also leans more towards service. Because Knighthood's all about service and what you can do for the game. Well, Battle Knight is all about the battlefield, is my interpretation of it. So helping at Kingdom levels, like for the past couple Kingdom game days or Kingdom level events, I'm Reaving now. And it's not always the funnest, because I got to sit there and Reave while other people get to have fun. But what's needed right now? So that's how I've had to shift that, and I think it'll just make you a better person, I feel like.
Okay. Yeah. So reaving is a good thing to do. Is there anything else that they should be working on?
It's a lot of like your character. So if someone, like, if I said have for someone that they want to be a battle master, right? This is where I go back to learning your park's meta, right? Like, if your park has tons of warriors, play wizard. Play wizard, because you're going to dominate the field, and they're going to be like, wow, he's a really good wizard, when in reality you might not actually be that good of a wizard. But you're learning your park's meta, you're where you need to be, and then fight other wizards, fight people you're not good at fighting. If you're a wizard, fight monks, because it's going to teach you to think outside the box, right?
Right.
We have two battle masters in my local groups. One's helped me a lot through the years. His name's Sir Siege. He's a flame knight and a battle knight. He has 5 paragons. I have one more than him. It's petty. We've been fighting about it for a while, but he helped me a lot. Okay. Right? Like, you need to. I highly recommend finding an accountability buddy or a mentor figure. So he has helped me over the years with rulebook questions, interactions. I've been wrong sometimes, and I'm like, wait, that's how it works? It's good to have someone that you trust, that you think is better than you, so you can go and just bombard them with questions and stuff. Like, without Siege's help, I really, really don't feel like I'd be where I am today. I'd probably still just playing militia classes, and I wouldn't even touched magic. But find someone that you think is better than you, and get mentorship. Ask for help.
So I feel like you really thoroughly answered that question there. I really appreciate that. What advice would you give someone that is struggling to get that first Paragon? Maybe they feel like they're right there and they're not getting it. What advice would you give that person?
Well, how are you going about it, right? So sometimes it doesn't matter how good you are if no one likes you.
Mm,
And it's sad because I want to say a Paragon just destroys and devastates the field, but a Paragon also understands when to tone it down, when to hold back. Like if you're a Paragon warrior and there's a brand new player, are you going to just destroy him with your ancestral armor and not even let him get a hit in? Or are you going to make sure the part grows and have fun, right? So there's a healthy balance. There's a time and a place for everything. If someone's on the field talking a lot and they need a check, that's where you got to be like, okay, time to icy blast shatter you. Oh, did you come back? Okay, do it again. Or hit someone with an ice ball, come back 60 seconds, hit him with another ice ball. Like there's a time and a place for everything, right?
yeah.
And sometimes it's not about you. And it's hard because like you're really actively trying to get a Paragon, but no one's going to give you recommendations if no one likes you.
Okay. All right. So you already touched on how important it is to have a good mentor. Do you think that it is important to be part of a fighting company to try to get Paragons, Battlemasters, Battle Knight?
No, not necessarily. Well, it depends. If your fighting company has people that are better than you or on the same skill level as you,
Mhm.
I could see that, but it's a lot of fighting companies are a lot of like a vibe check. Like it you shouldn't join a fighting company just because there's good fighters in it. It should be you wouldn't want to be in a fighting company with anyone you wouldn't also want to sit in a hot tub with, right?
Mm,
Like there has to be a vibe check in there. And I think what matters most in a fighting company is are they going to have your back?
yeah.
If you make mistakes? Are they going to hold you accountable? Are they going to be honest with you? Are they going to just be yes men? Are they just going to be like, oh yeah, you're totally good? Or are they going to be brutally honest and be like, hey, you kind of blazed that guy today. You need to tone it down. Or hey, I noticed you lost your temper when you did this. So
Yeah.
I think it could be, it's mainly community, right? But you don't have to be in a fighting company to have a healthy community.
Okay, I really like that. You wouldn't want to be in a fighting company with anybody you wouldn't share a hot tub with. That might be our clip from this one. Okay, so we're getting towards the end here. I only have a couple of questions left to talk to you about being a battle master. So, uh, we've touched on this a little bit here with you how much you want to play scout, but what is your next goal? What are you going to be working on next?
Oh man, I kind of just so right now I'm just helping my local parks grow, and I've been really focused. So my fighting company is all new players. They're all
Okay.
brand new, and I'm not the leader of my fighting company either. I made sure of that, and so right now I'm trying to help them have fun and grow. And they ask me for advice sometimes, like, "Hey, how do I do this?" Right now I've gotten very obsessed with a crossbow because it's a new toy. So right now, like I've been in office since 2016.
Yeah.
I'm finally getting to take a break from office, and I'm going to just kind of focus on having fun again and just kind of helping everyone around me because I feel like I've kind of capped out at this point.
Mm.
So the only way for me to still have fun now is to get other people to that level.
Yeah. So, are you okay with people coming up and asking you about your various paragons at events?
Oh yeah, like, and I'm gonna be brutally honest too. Like, I asked someone to, we got Paragon at the same time, and I'm like, "Do you feel imposter syndrome?" Because I totally feel imposter syndrome. Like, I'll be brutally honest about each one, or I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this one anymore and stuff. But I'm also gonna be brutally honest with you. Like, if you come up to me like, "I feel like I'm a Paragon druid," and I'm gonna be like, "Well, are you though?" Like, so it might not be love and kittens and everything, but I'm going to be honest with you.
That's the best thing you can be. If you have to be honest with yourself and you have to be honest with other people about where they are at. Otherwise, you're just not doing anybody any good. Do you have any final advice for all the little wannabe battle masters like myself?
You learn a lot more from your mistakes and losses than you do from your wins.
Okay.
Like the best example I can give you, because Wizard's your favorite class,
It is.
how much do you learn from fingering a death someone versus fighting a monk and being pushed into a corner?
Yeah, that's very true. At my very first park, we had a lot of really, really good fighters, and a lot of them really helped me get a lot better by constantly keeping pressure on and being able to fast cast different spells and always having them ready because they otherwise you lose and you get good because you have to get good. So I agree with you. Well, a special thank you for coming on the show tonight. It's been so fun getting to talk to you about your 6 Paragons. To our viewers at home, if you want more battle gaming excellence, please leave a comment down in the comments for questions, subscribe for more videos, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for having me.